1,869 clues have come and gone, but 26 new ones are headed your way as part of this 70th episode of Disney 100 Jeopardy presented by MagicBandReaders.com. As always, I am your host, Bryan Perri, and thank you so much for joining me. I can't believe it. 69 episodes we've played through since the start of this show, but guess what? We're not close to being done yet. In fact, episode 70 is starting right after the rules on your screen, which you see right there. They're the same rules as always. If you want to cheat, go right ahead. I couldn't care less. Be my guest. In last week's episode 69, the final Jeopardy category was Schools Out. That's all about school scenes and schools and teachers and all that you may have seen in a Disney film or TV show. That, of course, returns in this episode 70, as Final Jeopardy always does, plus 4 brand new categories, including 2 that were suggested in the comment section last week. So without further delay, let's check them out. Once again, School's Out. We'll start off the game. The second category, New Orleans. That is in honor of Tiana's Bayou Adventure running at the Magic Kingdom. The Splash Mountain replacement isn't officially open yet, but a lot of people have gotten to ride it via previews. I'm not one of them. If anyone wants to invite me, let me know. But either way, I figured I'd do a category in honor of the ride, and New Orleans is that category. On to the third category now. It is Lady and the Tramp. Last week, Draft Punk was the one who suggested Lady and the Tramp, and a lot of you agreed with them, so you've got 5 clues headed your way about the 1955 Disney classic. The fourth category, it's your Disney Parks category of the week. It is presented by MagicBandReaders.com, and that's because it is Disneyland wait time signs. 2 weeks ago, I did Disney World wait time signs, and I told you I'd be back for all you Disneyland fans with 5 images of different wait time signs you might see at the Disneyland Resort. You'll have to tell me what ride they are for. And the fifth and final category, you'll be playing another suggestion, same name. Shout out to Steve and Wild Wing. Wild Wing, honor of the Mighty Ducks, maybe not. Either way, they came up with this category over the last couple of weeks. I will list 2 different Disney movies, and you'll have to name a character in either movie who shares their name with the character in the other movie. So they all have the same first names, essentially. All right, it is now time for the easiest round of the game, the Cupcake Round. Each of these clues are worth just 200 points each. Hopefully you go 5 for 5 and bank 1,000 points under your belt. And before you say anything, yes, I know the Rangers lost, and I still have my beard. It's because I've been laying in bed in mourning for the last 6 days. I don't want to talk. All right, let's play some Jeopardy. School's Out starts off the game. The school nickname for High School Musical's East High. Who are the Wildcats? On to NOLA for 200 points. We meet Princess Tiana and Prince Naveen in this 2009 Disney film that takes place in New Orleans. What is Princess and the Frog?
Dreams do come true in New Orleans.
Here comes Lady and the Tramp's first clue of the game. The dish that Lady and the Tramp share while eating behind Tony's. What is spaghetti and meatballs?
Now here you are, the best spaghetti in a town.
Here comes your first Disneyland wait time sign. 60 minutes for this bad boy. What are you waiting for? What is Haunted Mansion? I gave you Haunted Mansion 2 weeks ago for Walt Disney World, and now I give it back to you at Disneyland. A little Easter egg to entertain myself. We move on to the final clue of the 200-point round, the Cupcake Round, and it belongs to same name. Beauty and the Beast and Rescue Rangers. Who is Chip?
Wanna see me do a trick? Chip. Oops, sorry.
Chip, what's been up with you?
You know, this, that.
Other vague things to fill the space of this conversation?
That does it for the cupcake round. We move on to the slightly more difficult, actually, I'll be honest. I think the 400-point clue in the same name category is easier, but either way, the round is slightly more difficult. The 400-point round begins with School's Out. This Pixar character was sent to the principal's office after allegedly putting thumbtacks on his teacher's chair. Who is Dash?
See? You see? Oh, you don't see it? He moves! Right there!
Hey, there's no proof. Innocent until proven guilty. Though that would be very cruel, Dash. So let's nix that now. Here comes New Orleans for the second time. The two attractions found in New Orleans Square at Disneyland. What are the Haunted Mansion and Pirates of the Caribbean? I did get worried after I wrote the clue that the Mark Twain riverboat was included, but technically on Disney's site, that's Frontierland. So I guess the station, yeah, is a little closer to Big Thunder, so therefore those are the only two attractions. If you included the train station, I'll give it to you. All right? I'll give it to you. The Haunted Mansion and Pirates of the Caribbean was what I was looking for. Here comes the third clue from the second round. It's Lady and the Tramp for the second time. The song that plays during the famous spaghetti scene. What is Bella Notte?
And we call it Bella Notte.
It's time to wait for another ride. Let's check it out. Yikes, 3 hours. Guess you didn't get there early enough. What ride would you be waiting for? What is Radiator Springs Racers? 10th clue of the game belongs to the same name category, and it's worth 4. The Nightmare Before Christmas and Pirates of the Caribbean. Who is Jack? Jack S. Jack S, not Jack. Jack S is what I said. Get your mind out of the gutter. I always thought Captain Jack Sparrow was slightly more popular than Jack Skellington, but if you go to a Halloween party at the Magic Kingdom, I tell you what, Jack Skellington's the one with the 17-hour line, and Sparrow not so long. Now, granted, Sparrow's there every day, but even when he wasn't, back in the day, I remember they would both appear for the first time at the Halloween party, and Skellington always had the longer line, which is interesting. We move on to the 600-point round now. It begins with School's Out. Check out these guys. They belong to this fraternity in the film Monsters University. What is Roar Omega Roar?
Johnny Worthington, president of Roar Omega Roar. What's your name, Big Blue?
Jimmy Sullivan. Friends call me Sully.
Back to NOLA we go for 600 points. This 2023 live-action Disney film starring Tiffany Haddish, Lakeith Stanfield, and Owen Wilson takes place on the outskirts of New Orleans. For the third time in this game, Haunted Mansion is the correct answer, or is part of a correct answer. I know I talked about it on the Jeopardy that came out right around when the movie came out. I actually kind of liked it. I know the reviews weren't great, but I did think it was not bad. It was fun. It was fun for Disney park fans because there were a lot of Easter eggs in it, so whatever. Don't be a hater. It's not that bad.
Eyes. Far apart, close, average.
They were a bit sunken into the recesses of his ocular cavity.
Deep sunken eyes.
Like a raccoon. Like
Beady
when they
eyes.
sit back. His eyes were doing that.
Is this the man who mugged you?
Wow!
Here comes Lady and the Tramp for 6. While Lady is tied up to the doghouse, this type of animal sneaks into the baby's room. What is a rat? I wonder if it was Charles Entertainment Cheese. We move on to another Disneyland wait time sign. Let's see. 75 minutes for this guy. Still probably worth it. What is Space Mountain? Final clue of the third round brings us to same name for the third time. A Goofy movie and The Little Mermaid. They're both dogs. Who is Max?
Max! Here, boy!
Unless Max is not fully dog, he's half dog, right? Because his mother, may she rest, is not a dog, right? Maybe she's a cat. I don't know. It has some weird. Whatever. I'm not going to talk about it.
You and Clarabelle are together?
Well, of course, Minnie. Why wouldn't they? Because she's a cow and you're a dog!
And just like that, we're more than halfway through the game. And as a reminder, if these wait time signs in the theme park category are putting you in the mood to travel to Disneyland or Walt Disney World, know that you don't have to make the trip just to see the wait time signs in person. That's because you can have your very own wait time sign in your home thanks to our friends at magicbandreaders.com. We currently have teamed up to give you a 20% discount for their site using the code ITM20, which, as you'd expect, includes these impeccably created wait time signs. Not only do they display the wait times for your favorite rides like Space Mountain, 35 minutes well worth it, but they also work as a clock and even a countdown that'll show the days until your next Disney vacation. Once again, magicbandreaders.com, promo code ITM20 for 20% off. You can also pick up this Spaceship Earth, which lights up to the old Beacons of Magic show. It is my favorite item on the site and a must-have for Epcot diehards like you. Definitely me, but maybe you as well. All right, 11 clues remain in the game as we enter the 800-point round. It begins with School's Out. In Finding Nemo, a large school of fish, voiced by this famous Pixar voice artist, direct Marlin and Dory towards Sydney. Who is John Ratzenberger?
Any of you heard of P. Sherman 42 Wallaby Way, Sydney?
Sydney? Oh, sure. Why, Ted here's got relatives in Sydney, don't you, Ted?
Sure do. Oh, hey, they know Sydney.
We're going down the bayou back to New Orleans, one of my favorite cities, for 800 points. The Port Orleans Resort at Walt Disney World is made up of these two different sections. What are Riverside and the French Quarter? Before they were both Port Orleans, you also had the Dixie Landing name, which lasted, I believe, 9 years. 9 years, so I think it was 2001 when it got rebranded to just Port Orleans, Riverside, and French Quarter. I like Port Orleans. I feel like it's a sneaky good resort as a part of Walt Disney World. Here comes Lady and the Tramp for the third time. The type of animal that helps remove the muzzle off the lady's mouth. What is a beaver?
Simply place the strap between your teeth.
Like this?
Correct, friend. Now bite hard. You see?
It's off.
Here comes your 800-point wait time sign. That belongs to Buzz Lightyear Astro Blasters. Final clue before the dramatic 1,000-point round belongs to same name. Let's check it out. The Aristocats and Pocahontas. The answer I am looking for is Thomas. Now, I did my best to look back at the characters in each of these films. I hope there's not a John in the Aristocats. There very well might be. There might be. I know there's not a Pocahontas in the Aristocats, but there might be I don't know. Either way, I believe the only correct answer is Thomas.
Trouble on deck.
Governor Ratcliffe.
Thomas fell overboard, sir.
Thank heavens he's been successfully retrieved. Well done, Smith.
Thomas O'Malley. O'Malley the alley cat.
20 clues are down and 6 remain, including Final Jeopardy. But before we get there, you know what time it is. It is time for the most overly dramatic, soundtrack-infused, unnecessarily spotlighted part of the game, the 1,000-point round. Hit it. 70. This is the 70th 1,000-point round headed your way. Actually, there's another. I remember we did a couple of double rounds back in like the 30s. Either way, over 350 1,000-point clues for all you diehard Disney fans that want the ultimate test. Just go back and play the 1,000-point rounds. Let me know how you do. I would not do well. No, I'll be honest. I feel like I forgot everything from more than 5 episodes ago, but we'll see. I guess I'll have to do it one day. We'll do a playthrough together. Let's start this 1,000-point round now, though, with School's Out. Eden Hall Academy is a prep school that serves as the setting for the 3rd film of this movie franchise. Hope you know it, Wild Wing, because the correct answer is Mighty Ducks.
Since its inception, Eden Hall Academy has taken great pride in its tradition of excellence. And so today, we proudly open our doors to a truly gifted group of student athletes.
Hi, we're the Ducks.
Hey, anytime I can include hockey, you know I'm going to do so. Here comes your second 1,000-point clue. It's the final time we're traveling to New Orleans. This Disney villain uses Devil's Bayou, a swampy area found near New Orleans in Louisiana, as their base of operations. Who is Madame Medusa? Final Lady and the Tramp clue is headed your way. At the end of Lady and the Tramp, the 2 main characters have this many puppies together. They have 4 puppies, 3 of them look just like Lady, and then you've got Scamp, who got his own sequel, Scamp's Adventure, Lady and the Tramp 2. He's the puppy who looks just like the Tramp.
Hold it.
One last wait time sign from MagicBandReaders.com. Let's check it out. 50 minutes. Probably worth it. Say probably because if it's raining or cold out, it's definitely not worth it. The correct answer is Grizzly River Run. Might I add, Grizzly River Run is about 17,550 times better than Cali River Rapids. Not my opinion, just stated facts. 1 clue left on the board. It belongs to the same name, and it's for 1,000 points. Zootopia and Pinocchio. Who is Gideon? Again, I'm banking on the fact that there's not a Nick or a Judy or a Clawhauser in Pinocchio. I know there's no Geppetto in Zootopia. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, could be wrong, don't think I'm wrong though. I believe the only name that is shared in both movies is Gideon. You've got Gideon Grey, and then you've got Gideon the Idiot, who's Foulfellow's little pal. 25 clues are down and 1 remains. It happens to be the 1 clue of the game that will ultimately determine how proud of yourself you will be for the next 7 days. It is Final Jeopardy time, so let's check out the category. Inside Out. All right, I did an Inside Out category about 30 episodes ago. I could do another one next week in honor of Inside Out 2, but I'm choosing not to do so. Instead, you'll only get 1 Inside Out clue right now, and then next week, I'm telling you now, in honor of Inside Out 2, I am doing a joy category, an anger category, a fear category, a disgust category, and a sadness category. Now, all the clues in those categories won't necessarily have to do with Inside Out. No, they'll have to do with all of Disney lore, but I thought it'd be fun in honor of Inside Out 2 coming out in just a few days. And of course, Inside Out's one of my favorite movies ever. So, with that, hopefully you remember it pretty well, because it is the subject for Final Jeopardy. Make those wagers. And time is up. All right, let's check out the final clue in this episode 70, all about Inside Out. After helping Bing Bong escape Riley's subconscious, joy and sadness also help one of these escape in order to wake Riley up with a nightmare. Good luck. And time is up. I tell you what, the subconscious scene in Inside Out is one of the many reasons I love the movie. It is so funny. The subconscious part of the mind being represented by a lower level of the brain and things hidden behind a guarded door is just so well done. But breaking out of her subconscious not only was Bing Bong, but it was Jangles the Clown. So the correct answer is a clown. And that does it for episode 70 of Disney 100 Jeopardy. As a reminder, Inside Out, the category you just played, will not really travel to episode 71, but its 5 emotions will. That's right, joy, anger, sadness, fear, and disgust will be your 5 categories in episode 71. Each of those categories might include an Inside Out clue, but will also include clues from Disney's cinematic history spanning all of Pixar and all the animation films and all the live action stuff. You know the deal. It's in honor of Inside Out 2, which I suggest you check out next week. I certainly will. I'm not getting paid to say that though. So Disney, hey, cough up some change. I'm promoting your sequel here. Anyway, if you like what you saw, you know the deal. Subscribe. Click that bell icon. Hello, Bell. Hello, Bell is back. This way, you're notified every time we come out with brand new content. Once again, head over to magicbandreaders.com. Use the promo code ITM20 for 20% off your very own wait time sign. I will see you in a week for episode 71, and go see Inside Out 2. I'm gonna. Might be a part of next week.
Bye-bye.